Well, almost a year in space with no overtime pay, that's the reality for NASA astronauts Suni Williams and Butch Wilmore. We all celebrated on Tuesday after they finally splashed down back on Earth. Their work trip that was supposed to last about a week turned into more than 9 months. But the pair will not be compensated for that extra time they spent aboard the International Space Station unless someone pitches in to help. NBC 10's Jericho Tran picks up the story from there.
Well, none other than our own president, Donald Trump, has offered to foot the bill for Suni Williams and Butch Wilmore's overtime spent in space. We're in Needham right now, Suni Williams' hometown. So I decided to ask residents what they think of 9 months with no overtime pay.
Well, nobody's ever mentioned this to me. If I have to, I'll pay it out of my own pocket, okay? I'll get it for her. I'll take care of that. I like that. I think that's... I'll pay it right out of my... Is that all? That's not a lot for what they had to go through.
With an extra 9 months in space, totaling about 278 days, you'd think Butch Wilmore's and Suni Williams' overtime check with NASA would skyrocket.
Did a lot of science experiments trying to make the world better.
But that check is a lot more down to earth than you'd think. While in space, NASA astronauts are on official travel orders as federal employees, meaning Williams and Wilmore did not receive overtime, holiday, or weekend pay during their time at the International Space Station.
I feel like she should get paid.
If you haven't been paid for 9 months worth of work, you should get some overtime.
According to NASA, astronauts make a little over $152,000 a year. Williams and Wilmore received a $5 a day per diem for 286 days, totaling an additional $1,430 in extra pay.
Wow, that's crazy.
Now, during their time in space, the duo traveled over 121 million miles, completing over 4,500 orbits around the Earth. So, if the stranded astronauts charged for mileage at the 2024 IRS rate, which is 67 cents per mile, they'd cash in on over 81 million bucks. Granted, that's if they were in their own vehicle.
President Trump says that he'd be willing to pay them out of pocket for the additional time spent up in space.
Out of his pocket?
He said.
Sure.
You should do that. You should definitely do that.
I think that would be very nice of him. I concur.
I think that's a good idea.
Well, you know what they say, shoot for the moon and you might land among the stars. President Donald Trump has not said he'll pay millions for the overtime, but we do know that compensating the astronauts is in his orbit. In Needham, Jericho Tran, NBC 10 Boston.